The one thing I did want to discuss was this idea of how when you yourself begin to experience a new growth pattern and you finally start to see why you went through the disruption that you went through. Hey, and if you're new here, hey, I'm Michelle. I'm a human design business and life coach. I utilize astrology, any type of modality when it comes to human behavior, and my degrees in psychology and social work. Okay, so the amazing part has been that about after the eclipse season for myself, I went through this massive, and I'm wondering if you felt it too. I went through this massive breakdown. I went through this time of deeper than the dark soul. I was going through trauma healing, and I have not had trauma healing within myself for probably 15 years. It's been a long time. And when I was experiencing it, I didn't understand it. I knew it had something to do with my life path. I knew it had something to do with releasing something for myself, but for the collective, I could spend days talking about that part. And I see so many people going through it themselves, like having to really tackle those emotional areas, those memories, those belief systems, whether it's in their business or in their personal life. We're tackling big, big events right now. And yes, some of that has to do with Neptune. But it can make you feel like you're underwater. It can make you feel like I can't even make a decision. And I'm here to tell you there is light at the end of the tunnel. There always is light at the end of the tunnel. And part of my light at the end of the tunnel was yesterday I actually taught a class with my business partner in Abstract Curiosity. It's our podcast. And we taught a class on Chiron. And every time Rebecca and I get together and we're talking about Chiron, I have this new level of awareness, a conscious explosion, like of multi-dimensional reality shifts. I know that sounds kind of heavy, but it's magical because we had somebody ask such a deep question about, well, what do, when this pain keeps coming up? Like, what's the end result? And you can't describe the end result because there is no end in Chiron. The gift in that is it's the thing that will keep you looking at the same thing over and over again until you walk through it so many times that the new level of the wound will appear. I know that can sound really frightening and awful and icky, but there's so much healing that can happen. And remember, as a collective being, when you heal something, it helps the collective heal something. So if everyone became awake and aware about what their Chiron energy is, we would truly have a massive shift to the greatest gift of all of everyone. What's your Chiron? How are you feeling about it? Find out where Neptune in 29 degrees, what house it's hitting. And let's keep the lines of communication open because this is never easy. But when you start going through it, it becomes lighter because you recognize what Chiron is and why it's pushing you towards that direction.